Good morning, class. My name is Miss Degen, and today we are going to be talking about characters and their characteristics. Yesterday we learned what a character is. Can anybody tell me what a characteristic is? Jaylee.
It's a thing that describes a person.
Great job. So today for this lesson, I'm going to read aloud three stories. The first one is called Sylvester and Tweety. When we're done reading, I'm going to show you the characteristics that I used to draw for Sylvester and for Tweety. The Posh Society Ball was one of the biggest events of the year, and Granny wanted both Tweety and Sylvester to look their very best for the party. "It's the sixth time she's bathed me today," Tweety muttered. "Pretty soon I'll have no feathers left at all." Sylvester and Tweety looked handsome standing with Granny at the entrance of the Posh Society Ball. Inside the ballroom, the richest people in town were all there to celebrate the event. The evening was guaranteed to be more exciting than Granny had imagined. They strolled into the huge ballroom. "Look at the jewels in this place," Sylvester whispered. "Yeah," Tweety answered in a low voice. "And they're all so pretty too, and all worth a lot of money." Granny was invited to the party because her grandfather, Percival Posh, was the society's founder. His portrait hung near the entrance of the ballroom. "That's Grandpa Percy," she said to her pets as they passed it. "He was once the richest man in town, but lost every penny by the time I was born." The group's president, Warren Van Cash, greeted Granny, but soon he was distracted by all the guests showing off their pricey jewels to one another and left the room. "Look at my $1 million bracelet," said one, "and my $3 million ring." Granny smiled, but said nothing about her simple $5 ring. As the band began to play and people started dancing, guests continued to come up to Granny to describe their jewelry. Tweety whispered to Sylvester, "I think I've heard about $50 million of jewelry already." And that's when it happened. "I've been robbed," Mrs. Mullock exclaimed. "My $1 million necklace is gone. And so is mine. And mine. And mine too." These cries echoed throughout the ballroom. Soon, everyone was in an uproar. "This is a perfect time to catch that stupid canary," Sylvester thought, smiling to himself. "With all their troubles, who's going to pay attention to me?" Tweety noticed Sylvester's look and immediately dashed away through the crowd. Sylvester knocked over a platter of food, spilled 2 bowls of lemonade, broke the bass drum of the orchestra, and jumped up on all 88 keys of the piano in his pursuit of the fleeing Tweety. Tweety ran through the people's legs, under tables, and over empty chairs, though Sylvester didn't give up the chase. People were so concerned with the big robbery they didn't even notice him. Granny also missed seeing Sylvester's mischief. She was busy comforting her friends who had lost their great fortunes in the robberies. "Someone please call the police," she finally called out, and 20 people quickly rushed to their phones. But Tweety wasn't thinking about the robbery. He had to make sure he stayed away from the cat's claws. He hid among the lights of the gigantic chandelier hanging high over the ballroom. From this view, Tweety saw a heavy woman in a lavish blue gown walking past the huge portrait of Granny's grandfather, Percival Posh. She poked her hand behind the portrait. "Whatever is that woman doing?" Tweety asked himself. Tweety kept his eyes on the woman. She walked back and forth, going from a bejeweled woman on the ballroom floor to the portrait of Granny's grandfather. Then she'd start all over again. Each time this happened, someone would call out that she had been robbed. Could she be the robber? Tweety asked. The canary then wondered how he could possibly stop her and still keep himself safe from Sylvester. "But I've got to do something," he decided, and he did. Tweety quickly flew down from the chandelier and moved toward Percival Posh's portrait. Spotting him, Sylvester's eyes lit up and he headed for Tweety. "I'm going to get you," he exclaimed as he ran toward the portrait. "I hope I know what I'm doing," thought Tweety. The woman in the blue dress once again walked toward the portrait. Tweety flew by and landed squarely on the picture frame. Sylvester leaped toward Tweety on the portrait. "Oh no!" the woman cried in a deep, loud voice. Crash! Slam! Bang! "Look!" screamed a huge group of people. Sylvester had missed Tweety, but crashed into the portrait, slamming it against the wall and loosening it, a trove of jewelry that had been hidden behind it. The woman in the blue dress was Warren Van Cash, the group's president. He had dressed up as a woman to commit the robberies. "I'd lost everything," he blurted, "and I had to get it back." "Percival Posh lost everything too," said Granny, "but he always remained decent and honest, and the proud founder of this society." "You two really solved the mystery," said Granny, kissing Tweety and patting Sylvester. "You're quite a good team when you work together." "Oh, brother," Tweety muttered, "that will never happen." Alright, so after I read that story, I picked the 2 main characters, Sylvester and Tweety, to draw. And I'm not the best drawer, but these are the characteristics that I picked for them. For Tweety, I picked that he was a yellow bird with orange beaks and that he could fly. For Sylvester, I picked that he was a black cat with a pink nose and whiskers. So now I'm going to read aloud a story called Just Like Mom, and then you guys are going to help me pick out the characteristics for this story. Just Like Mom. Today is a very special day for my mom and dad. That's why they're resting. My job is to play quietly with Julietta, but that is hard. Julietta is never quiet. Julietta likes to bother me. Our yard is so big. Why does she have to sit right next to me? Grandma will babysit us tonight. Yay, says Julietta. She claps her hands. I love my grandma, but I like it better when Mom and Dad stay home. Julie, let's see what Mommy will wear to the party. Yay! Mommy will look so pretty tonight. Do you want to try on Mommy's clothes? Shh, Julietta, we must be very quiet. You look beautiful. Oh no, Mommy's necklace broke. All you need is a little makeup. You're a princess. Where's Mommy's perfume? Now you're ready. Show me how a princess walks. Mommy, look what Julietta did. Who, me? Julietta was the one who put on Mommy's clothes. So, does anybody know what two characters we should draw? Jaylee.
Julietta and her brother.
Eric?
Eric.
Yes, okay. So we'll draw Julietta first. What characteristics should we put with Julietta?
She had pigtails.
She did. What color were they? Do you remember?
I think she had black hair.
You're right. Put some little ponytail holders in her hair too. Should I make her happy or sad?
Her mouth should be open because she's loud.
She's loud. Good job. There we go. All right. And we want to draw Eric too.
Yeah.
Does he have black hair too?
He does because he's her brother.
Okay. All right. And what kind of facial expressions should we put on him?
Can we make him saying shh because he wants Julietta to be quiet?
Okay, so I'm going to go like this. I'm going to attempt to draw a hand here. Okay. So, the next story that I'm going to read aloud to you guys is one that you guys are going to take home with you. I'm going to read it out loud and then you're going to get to go home and you get to draw one of these yourself. You'll pick two characters and pick three characteristics for each character, okay? Alright, so this one is called Pig Pig Grows Up. Pig Pig was the baby of the family. His brothers and sisters had grown up and left home long ago. But Pig Pig refused to grow up. He still wore his sleep suit, though it was much too tight, and he continued to sleep in his crib, even though his feet hung over the end. At breakfast, Pig Pig sat in his high chair. He ate pablum and strained fruit. When his mother had marketing to do, Pig Pig insisted on being pushed in the stroller. And at the market, Pig Pig would squeal and cry loudly until his mother bought him whatever it was that he wanted. If his mother suggested that he fix his own supper because she was just too tired, Pig Pig would pout and say, "I can't, I'm only a baby." Pig Pig's mother grew tired of it. "You're a big pig now, Pig Pig," she said. "You've got to grow up." But when she took away his old blanket and bought him a real bed, he sobbed like a baby all night long. When Pig Pig's mother packed away all of his baby clothes and gave him grown-up clothing, Pig Pig cried and cried. "I want my baby clothes," he screamed. "I'm only a baby." So Pig Pig's mother gave in again, and nothing more was ever said about Pig Pig's growing up, until one day, on the way home from the market. Pig Pig's mother had a very hard time pushing Pig Pig's stroller. It was full of Pig Pig and all the groceries it took to feed him. Up the hill they went, slower and slower. Pig Pig's mother puffed and grunted. She gave the stroller just one more push and collapsed. The stroller stopped at the top of the hill. It hung there, and then slowly it moved over the top and started to roll down the other side.